Welcome to Something Positive for Positive People, episode 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Something Positive for Positive People is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that trains people on navigating conversations around sexual health. We train people who are in the sexual health care field on how to offer stigma-free care to patients, as well as teach their patients how to go on and have conversations with partners about their sexual health. We have been active since 2017 when we started as a podcast, just talking to people living with herpes and who have had experience with other STIs about what it's been like for them, navigating stigma, dating, disclosing, having conversations with sexual health care providers, all of those things that we really just don't hear about from people. When we look at sex education and STD prevention, everything is about how to not get an STI. But we see year over year that people are getting it. So why not learn from this and identify what can be done from a little bit of a different angle? So that's what Something Positive for Positive People has been doing over the last 7 years, is just interviewing people and identifying these things. So heading into 2024, it is about implementing what we have discovered to be effective means of minimizing the possibility of new transmissions of infections. And we believe for that to be a program that we call STI minimization. And as a nonprofit, what we're doing is just attempting to raise money in order to implement this program. So we're seeking grants. We're looking for partners who want to support this kind of program. We'll announce what the program actually is in 2024 at our virtual conference, which is on May 23rd. It's a virtual conference. It's from 10 a.m. Central Time to 4 p.m. Central Time. And again, it's virtual. It's on a Thursday. We invite people who work in the sexual health care service providing field, as well as organizations, to attend this virtual conference. I keep emphasizing virtual conference because that's what this is. And I want for this to be as accessible of a conference as possible. People who are living with herpes, of course, you're more than welcome to come. There's something for you as well. We will be presenting the findings of the 2023 to 2024 HSV stigma survey, where we talk about people's experiences with outbreaks and managing symptoms and alternative treatments, as well as stigma, mental health, dating, sexual relationships with herpes. And we will learn a little bit about the audience. So this newsletter for the month of January, which if you are not subscribed to the newsletter, please just you can join the newsletter. It's a monthly newsletter with updates on Something Positive for Positive People, podcast episodes, upcoming events, as well as just think of it as a written version of the podcast, and that this audio right now, at least in the beginning, is the opening of what the newsletter is and sort of a recap before getting into the subject matter. But yeah, you can join that monthly newsletter, join our mailing lists, and if announcements go out, I'll send them out that way. It's been really challenging with social media to maintain contact with people and let them know what events are coming up. People have reached out to me like, hey, I haven't seen posts from you in a while, and the only reason that they've seen something is because I shared something irrelevant to herpes or Something Positive for Positive People. So over the last, for the end of 2023, what's been happening is I've been putting more into the website. So SPFPP.org is where you will get more of your most recent updates rather than social media. So much more of our organization happenings are going to be accessible through the website rather than you being notified on social media. All right, so I want to thank our conference sponsors. I want to thank WISP, and I also want to thank the American Sexual Health Association. So here are two of our conference sponsors, and we are seeking more. with these sponsorship packages, you will also receive tickets to the conference for your organization, ad mentions, kind of like what you're hearing in this podcast episode. In the podcast, you'll see in the newsletter that there's like logos there and a little bit of a thank you that's there as well. And depending on the package you get, we can interview you and your organization as well. So please reach out to me, Courtney at SPFPP.org, if you are interested in potentially sponsoring our conference and would like tickets for your organization. Now, in January, the day before Martin MLK Day, which is Sunday, January 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be interviewing Belize Spivey. Oh my God, I always say her name wrong. Spivey or Spivey. I'm sorry, Belize, if I said it wrong. I always just called her Belize, and I realize I've never had to say her name, but she is the STD life coach. And she's a Black woman living with herpes, and she's been in this advocacy space for longer than I have. And we're going to be connecting and having a very important conversation about herpes stigma in the Black community, because that does look different. And we're inviting individuals who are Black, people who work with Black people, to attend this. We just ask that you attend or visit www.spfpp.org/events for more information. And then all attendees who are subscribed to Something Positive for Positive People will have free attendance. I said attendees, I meant members. Something Positive for Positive People members are able to access this event live for free. It's a virtual recording. You'll be able to get involved with the discussion, ask questions, and if you are not a member, then you can just make a one-time donation and say that it's for attending this event. And again, that is January 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Another thing that we have a few bits of data from the HSV survey, the 2023-2024 HSV data, HSV survey. At this point in time, we've had more than 1,200 people take the survey. This is amazing. This already beats out what we had going for 2021. We've got information on the age range, relationship status, and race of our demographics. This is also in the newsletter, so you can scroll down and see that chart. We talk a little bit about 2023 in hindsight. So in the year 2019, that's the first year that Something Positive for Positive People became a nonprofit. And we raised $7,232. In 2020, we raised $10,527. In 2021, we raised $14,980. And in 2022, we raised $30,800. So this year, in 2023, Something Positive for Positive People has managed to raise $60,705, nearly doubling our financial support from donors, sponsors, partnerships, and other fundraising efforts. So any of these speaking opportunities that I've been getting, any opportunity to present or offer any trainings, that money has gone toward our efforts of continuing this advocacy, and being able to present our messaging in front of people who can go on to have more mindfulness, at the very least, of being able to offer stigma-free healthcare. And I'll talk more about what stigma-free means, but for those who are listening to this just for the newsletter update, I want to make sure to keep this as brief as possible. So looking at 2024, what we're doing is we're training sexual health care service providers on stigma-free communication with their patients. We also have a brag or nag feature on the website, which if you go to spfpp.org/directory, you can contribute to the directory that we are creating that tells people, hey, this is a sexual health service provider you do want to visit. Here's who you don't want to visit. So there's a form there that you can fill in and describe your experience, tell us who this organization is, and then we can put on our website, so that people can have more of a heads up about what the what they can expect if they need to go to that organization, or for alternatives of where they can go to receive the quality of care that is something positive for positive people, approved as stigma free, or what the community approves. And we're creating a database just based off of that. So your stories can help us expand stigma-free healthcare and help minimize STIs if you just go to spfpp.org/directory. Events, I mentioned I'll be interviewing Belize on virtually. And so if you go to spfpp.org/events, you can see the calendar of upcoming events. We have a book that is in the process of being created just as a shortcut so that people don't have to go through and identify those 340 plus podcast episodes. They don't have to go through that and find the undercurrent of messaging here. And another exciting thing is that for 2024, we are bringing back donation-based therapy, working with our network of licensed mental health professionals who have been working with people navigating herpes stigma. So we're really excited to be able to relaunch that. It was very effective and supportive to people. And unfortunately, we just had to suspend it for a brief period of time. But now that things are more in sync, things are a lot easier to navigate, we're good. We got that going. Patreon we are exiting our Patreon, transitioning over to the website exclusively. So if you visit spfpp.org/membership, you will find that there are options for joining Something Positive for Positive People, being able to make monthly donations on a reoccurring basis. You can choose the option that works best for you. There are membership perks listed on that site, on that webpage, for you to be able to identify what works best for you. And members at the $10 or more level get access to the weekly support groups. The last Monday of the month, that support group is open to anyone, not just members. And so that is something that right now we meet on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and it's roughly an hour. As the support group grows, we'll expand. There are additional support groups in various places. There's a Facebook support group, Something Positive for Positive People. There's a FetLife one for people who are into the kink community and want to commune that way. At Something Positive for Positive People is that community. I believe that's it as far as the newsletter goes. Thank you for listening. I hope that you have continued to read the newsletter. And now what I want to do is just go ahead and transition into this podcast episode directly from here. So, as I mentioned, there's a lot coming up for the year 2024 between offering therapy again, the brag or nag, and then the upcoming events. Not much is changing. I was taking some time and I was thinking about, all right, Courtney, like, this episode needs to be a great episode because we're going into a new year and we need to be sure that people have something to be excited about and look forward to. But the thing is that over the last 7 years of running the podcast and doing the services that we've been doing, it's been more important to me that I remain consistent more so than exciting and new and doing things right. So that's what you can expect in 2024. You can expect consistency. You can expect more transparency as well as evolution, and you'll see much more of the business stuff that has to happen. As we offer these trainings, I do intend to bring on more people in the healthcare field because I think I've sort of maxed out or almost tapped out on the resources that we can get from within the community. This survey has been a really great resource to support the podcast as a means of quantifying the information that we've already known from just having conversations with people living with herpes. And the useful support tools for people directly are going to be the support groups, are going to be the yoga classes, as well as the sharing of information and uplifting people's resources that may not even have anything to do with herpes. Those things have been most supportive to myself as well as other members in the community. So I want to be sure to share those as well. But these aren't necessarily what people might come in looking for, but it's what they'll need. And my intention is to have everything around something positive for positive people that brings them here um, be centered around bringing them to the website so that they can get to a place of being prepared for receiving that information as well as implementing it in their day-to-day lives so that we can just minimize the internalized stigma within ourselves. And as I go out and speak with healthcare providers and people who work in the field of sex education, who provide sexual health services, it's important that they understand what it means to be stigma free and for what there's an ongoing evolving definition of what it means to be stigma free. Part of it is it's inclusive to being trauma informed, but in order to be stigma free, you need practice. You can't just read and have somebody come in and tell you here's what to do, how to do it. You need practice with that, and you need to see it in action, and you need to hear from your patients. All right, let me chill because I'm giving away too much now. Giving away too much. Attend the conference, please. Attend the conference. That's where this announcement will be made. I have to be very careful about how I go about implementing or talking about these business parts now, because I have been hurt. I've had an idea stolen from me. Not necessarily an idea, but like I had to watch this thing be implemented and then be followed up with like, oh, hey, I'm not going to say who the company was, but it very much hurt because I thought we had a solid relationship. To be included on a grant and, propose being part of that and then being taken away from it. So I can't just be out here free willy-nilly offering the consulting and things that I've done. And I've also had to deal with, if you've listened to Something Positive for Positive People, you heard the episode recently where I had to share about the situation where I have to screen people that I give consultations to or coaching to or offer support to. And the way that I now have to do that is just if someone wants to have a direct line of communication. Of course, there's extreme cases where I don't do this, but I ask that you send proof of a donation before we have said conversation and begin to set up a call. I'm very thankful for how that's been received, and that is clearly contributing to the ongoing growth of Something Positive for Positive People as an organization. So I'm thrilled about that, but I don't like that I have to do that, especially for the reason that I have to. But it's been working out. We've doubled the donations. I'm able to see that people are serious, people are invested, and yeah, that's very it's very validating to me because this is a nonprofit organization that I'm running, and looking at how things are going, there will come a point where this is the one thing that I'm doing without having to put a lot of time into other work just to be able to get by. So I've seen over the last 2 months, month and a half, what is possible as I invest more and as I've been seeking out help and support and guidance. There's a lot of potential for Something Positive for Positive People to have a physical location and offer these services to people in real time and offer these trainings and also be able to travel and go remote to organizations and healthcare providers who would like to have this training available and accessible to them. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for what's to come. I've got it organized and outlined. I'm in the process of seeking funding, and I'm in conversations with people who want to utilize this service. So 2024 is looking like a lot more hands-on, out in the trenches rather than on social media and the internet. It's more engaged and involved. And as much as I can, I will make these events so that people are able to attend them, people are able to watch, people are able to contribute outside of just monetarily. And yeah, we're getting back to being able to provide therapy for people. And it's donation based. I need people to be invested in their healing more than I am. I can't do the thing where I paid for people to have 12 sessions of therapy. They show up to 3 because they got a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they don't think that they need therapy anymore and it's just not a priority. I cannot do that anymore. Unfortunately, it was nice to be able to say, all right, hey, I'm going to go ahead and dish out this money for people to get therapy, but I need to get what you have to give. So that's a conversation. If you're interested in working with one of our licensed mental health providers, please don't hesitate to reach out and we can get the process going there. But I'm super giddy about this conference, and that's where my attention and focus are going. I'm active on LinkedIn. I'm reaching out to my health professionals network and working to get this conference out there for people to attend. I think that this is going to be the big launch pad for what something positive for positive people looks like in this year. It can look like this year, y'all, in 2024. And 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, being the organization that facilitates these trainings across the country for sure, maybe even across the world. I'm learning Spanish, so maybe I can get into Spanish speaking places. Once I'm fluent in Spanish, I think I can learn some German, and then branch out from there. Yeah, you never know. But again, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, so we are running exclusively off of donations. I don't have any ongoing massive donors on a consistent basis. The more I read about nonprofits, the more I hear that that's important. 20% of your donations come from 80% of the people, and 80% of your donations come from 20% of your ongoing donors. So I got 11, 12, 13, 14. I think there's 14 ongoing donors at this point in time who subscribe on a membership. And I rocks with y'all. Every chance I get, I will do what I can to support y'all, make y'all feel supported. And yeah, because these have been my day ones. So I want to express my gratitude for y'all being here as well. And yeah, y'all have access to me. Y'all know who y'all are because we talk pretty consistently, I would say. And yeah, that said, I think that that's enough here. Events, just stay up to date with the website. If you are not already on our mailing list, please join. Even presenting those numbers helps me with acquiring sponsors. I mentioned that we have WISP. If you go to hellowisp.com, whenever you're using anything, please use the code. Right now it's SPFPP Con for the conference, but we just had a discussion about becoming a more long-term sponsor. So that code is still active, but I would like for them to switch it over to just SPFPP to make it easier for y'all. But if you do purchase anything from WISP, which is a sexual wellness brand, please use that code. If SPFPP doesn't work, use SPFPPCon. I'm sorry that I'm confusing y'all with two, but we just yesterday had the conversation and now I'm recording on Saturday and they're not open. So if you hear this and you feel like you need to instantly take action, I need you to please use that promo code because that helps us with being able to, we get money for that. So you get to save money and we get to make money off of the products that you purchase, right? Let's see. And then the American Sexual Health Association, y'all. Yes, that's one of our podcast sponsors. And yeah, they'll be in attendance and supporting and helping us with getting the word out about the Something Positive for Positive People conference as well. All right, y'all. Just stay up to date on the website, join the mailing list, and you'll see newsletters on a monthly basis. All right, till next time, and Happy New Year as well. I hope that all your goals come true. I got to do a vision board with my girl, and that was amazing. It was a very unique experience for me to be able to creatively see these things that I want for myself. And like the digging through the magazines and like cutting stuff out, it's symbolic to putting in the work to put this thing where it belongs, which is where you want for it to go. So it was very nice, and I don't know, I'm still excited about it, and how my vision board looks. My vision board look trash, but that's my life. Like I put the things where they belong, and then they work themselves out. So over time, as I practice just living that and living from that place of I'm choosing this, and then the outcome that comes due to my consistency, yeah, that I'm with that. I'm with that, faux show. All right, y'all. Till next time.